Pregame.com. Welcome back. Pregame.tv. We're going to be talking Clippers. We're going to be talking Memphis. Clip joint up 2-0 in this series. Before we get to that off air, I got to tell you, we're talking a little college basketball, and we were mentioning if Akron, we're talking about the zigzag theory, but if Akron ever played Gonzaga, it would be our zag game of the year.
Goy, the zig-zag goy.
I'm excited about that. We'll probably only have to wait 17 years for that to. We're going to have the Zags have a really bad year and be in the NIT.
To face Akron.
Well, maybe they could.
Or the Maui Invitation.
And Ryan would give us the winner because you're the MAC expert on all this stuff. And in fact, I can't wait to hear. Now that MAC is on, we're talking college. Let's talk college football. You got to love the MAC being on like every Wednesday and Thursday late in the year, right? Where they're doing their weekday.
I love it when they play all week long. It's great.
Yeah.
Because most teams in the MAC don't play any defense. So everybody wants to bet the over. So if you do like an under, it's the opportune situation because everybody knows
that line is.
And they think every team in the MAC scores a ton. Yeah. But when you get a team like Ohio or a team like that that actually plays defense, great opportunities.
Plus, I got a weather report on like the game in the Glass Bowl, and I heard that was going to be terrible. I bet but it's in a bowl, so it doesn't matter. So I went ahead and ignored the weather report.
You think the people watching right now are like, am I on the wrong video? I'm expecting a
bad weather in the Kimmy Dome.
Clippers Memphis pick, and
I'm getting a text from RJ. He's like, "Get to the damn game you're supposed to talk about." Okay, Clippers Memphis. Sorry, RJ. Focus. Here's a situation where we had our zag. Memphis got game 2. A lot of us were on it.
We're on it.
And now it's, but they didn't get the outright win. So those who sprinkled the money line did go down with the sprinkle. Won the big play. They're down 2-0. Game goes back to Elvis country. Shake, rattle, and roll. Let's start with Bryan. We've been starting with.
It's like a game show host. Yeah. I loved it.
It's like the Monty Hall. No, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm changing my career. We're going to start with VR. What do you think?
Give me the price.
The price is, it was 4. It's 4.5.
Climbing higher.
Total 179.5.
Climbing higher. Here's the thing. I think the line's starting to get away from us.
Just came out
with Memphis. But by the time we get down, I think Memphis is going to contract money, even though it's the
already has up to 4.5.
Just because they're down 2-0, I don't think there's going to be even a lot of recreational bettors that are going to jump on the Clippers right now. And I think that's the only thing that scares me. I would have loved to jump on Memphis right away. I was hoping the line was a little shorter and I could even look towards the money line because I think they win this game. The only thing that scares me is it being such a close game because I kind of lean towards the under in the total.
Mm-hmm. Bryan, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, this is traditionally what you look for, a team down 0-2 coming back home, especially if it's a game right here with the Clippers and Memphis.
I like talking Lakers. You want to talk Lakers?
I think we exhausted that earlier.
Okay.
But you got two pretty evenly teams.
How about the Raiders?
You going to let me talk?
Finish.
You already chose him over me.
I got some
He's your favorite son.
some historical data to show.
All right, well, let's go with you then.
No, here's the thing.
No, let's let Bryan talk.
We talk about
you'll get your chance. You'll get your chance. Go ahead, Bryan. Go ahead.
I agree with what he's going to tell you.
No, we talk about the 2-0. Teams up 2-0, okay? Historically, teams up 2-0, when they win game 1 and 2 at home, they actually win 44% of the time straight up in game 3.
It's because you got the better team.
In round 1, exactly. When you look at all rounds combined in the NBA, those same teams only win 42% of the time.
Wouldn't it be fair to say that this series would be more representative of a later series?
Exactly, because they're a lot more evenly matched than the other seeds. I agree. I think that's why I'm looking towards the Memphis side, but I was hoping I could somehow bet them on the money line if it wasn't too high.
Well, you kind of knew where the line was going to come in this game anyway. If you weren't first in line, you weren't going to get the best number. But you take a look at these two teams, the way they've matched up the last couple of years. I mean, they've been tough physical battles. They know each other very well. This is not a team who's going to lay down. Obviously, it's not a situation where you got Miami, Milwaukee, or whatever, where you got one clear team that's better than the other. But these two teams both think they could be the
You wouldn't bet Memphis, though, to win the series, would you?
Not to win the series,
no chance, right?
No, you'd make more money.
47-3 is
just parlay
historically.
Yeah, just roll it over if you wanted to. I mean, at this point.
You know, one thing about Memphis is they won the same number of games as the Clippers. Remember, these teams played last year, 7-game series. Memphis had the home field, could have gone either way. Memphis actually outscored the Clippers in that 7-game series, but the Clips won the close games and won the overtime game. And I really think that this is a case where Clippers going to read their press clippings, talk about how good they are.
Already looking towards the next round.
Already best player in L.A. He's not Dwight Howard and he's not Kobe Bryant, Thank you very much. And in the meantime, you're going to go back. The Clippers are going to go out to Memphis. They're going to be getting barbecue. They're going to be having a good time. And if Memphis loses this game, their season's a disaster. They win this game, I think everything's fine. So I see this as being, a big.
It's huge.
It's absolutely huge. Let me go ahead and make this one official.
I say he does.
Memphis down 0-2. I was on them in game 2, but they lost the game outright. So I'm going to zag to Memphis 0-2 here. I zagged on them, and I'm not zigging because that would be on the Clippers. We're going to take Memphis game 3. We're going to lay 4.5. I would like to lay 4, but hey, let's face it. Everyone knows this game 3, this Dub V talking about the loser game 2, game 3 is a real key game, 55% against the spread. This is getting priced so much in the market. You got crappy teams like the Utah Jazz when they're playing like the Spurs last year or the year before, and they're laying 3.
Yeah.
Teams that stink against like elite teams. Here we got 2 almost comparable teams. The Clippers just a little bit better. I'd kind of be shocked if the Clippers won this game outright. And if you think in terms of how I'm thinking, then Memphis is cheap. Going to lay the 4.5. We're going to get the money.
Do you ever look to bet the money lines on? Because listen, I'll lay minus 300 on a fight if I think it's one of those tomato cans and this is the promoter wants it, the judges want it, everybody wants this fighter to win. The only way he doesn't win is if he gets caught flush, and stylistically they just don't have they don't match up in a way that he's going to get caught. Like if I think a price should be minus 500, 600, I'll lay 250 all day. Why don't bettors, when it comes to sports that are point spread sports, ever look to money lines? They do it in baseball, they do it in hockey, they do it in fights, and yet when it's football, when it's
just
basketball, they don't
go
do
ahead.
it.
In baseball, your best teams only win 60% of the time, as opposed to basketball and football, where they win about 80. That's one of the reasons I don't do it. But the only time I really play the money line is in the NFL if it's something under 3, if I like the underdog and I can't get to 3, or if I get a rogue number. If the number should be a certain number and instead of laying the 4.5 in a game, if I can't find anything better than 4.5, but I can find a better equivalent money line, I will lay
like the Super Bowl where the.
And yeah, exactly. Great example where you might lay 165 on a Super Bowl. The problem, I think, in Vegas is that you've gotten ripped off so bad with the bid-ask differences.
That's the problem.
You get a 6.5-point dog, and you want to play him plus 240, but they're putting up the books minus 270 plus 210, and they're cutting you off at the knees in both directions.
I agree.
So if you got a match book, you're living in Canada or the UK, where they're dealing minus 240 plus 238, now you can start sprinkling like crazy.
I agree.
But with that big difference, both bets are bad.
I agree.
And because of that, the one time I really play the money line is if I'll get like this game was steaming from minus 4 up to 4.5, grab a stale minus 175. That's better than laying the 4.5, and probably might even be better than laying the 4. So like the derivative betting on the steam, it moves everywhere, but then the money line slowly started inching up like those Space Invaders crashing down on you back when we played.
See it all the time.
So I remember Space Invaders.
Me too.
I remember when they came out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we're old, but we still got it, baby. We still got it. Stay with us, and
That's
2 more hardened veterans.
Reference.
We've got. We're going to get some food references. Good news here on Friday night. Marco D'Angelo. He once won 25 consecutive baseball games. That's 23 consecutive baseball games more than I've been able to win this season. So hats off to Marco. He's going to be here. One of my favorite people, Ken Thompson. They're going to be breaking down games with their Friday videos. I will definitely be checking that out. Baseball, love it. Right, love it. So stay with us at pregame.tv. Check out Marco, check out Ken, and let's go ahead and put this week into the win column.
Like.